Well, age का कुछ तो फायदा होना चाहिए ना. So he keeps asking me that, am I a VIP? I'm like, no, you're not. क्यों save करना चाहिए? Because we're just living once. She's like, ये attitude is very wrong of yours.
We have with us Kareena Kapoor Khan, who's basking in the acclaim that she's got for her OTT debut, Jaane Ja. She'll next be seen in the Buckingham Murders, a film that she's produced as well. Kareena, welcome to Forbes India.
Thank you.
The last time we met, Kareena, you were both nervous and excited about your OTT debut.
Yeah.
Are you thrilled now that it's been received well and your performance has been appreciated so much?
I'm super excited. I think it was so nice to see that everybody kind of watched it all over. The fact that, so many people were streaming it, were watching it, and across so many different countries, messaging me. So I think it was, I'm so happy and thrilled that everybody actually took out that time and watched it.
There's something peculiar and different in the Kareena that we saw in Jaane Ja. While the story revolved around you, there were two other actors who played pivotal parts.
Yeah.
Is that a conscious decision on your part now to maybe choose parts that focus more on the story, the content, the characters rather than the star alone?
I think so. I think it's so important, especially on streaming platforms. I think the content is king.
Yeah.
Content is what everybody kind of streams more than the stars. You want something engaging, something interesting. I think in fact it's more difficult to be on the OTT platform than cinema. Cinema is more fun and kind of song and dance, action packed. But whereas when you're watching it at home on an OTT platform, you need a story. You want to kind of be not distracted because you have the ability to kind of be distracted. कि phone hai, ye hai, घर पे क्या हो रहा है. You're watching it, at home.
Yeah.
So you need something to kind of pull you in.
Correct.
I think Jaane Ja had that because, of course, it had fabulous performances, but I think it had a story that it kind of held its own.
Yeah.
It kind of sucked people into a world, and that's what was required. So that was a conscious effort.
Yeah. In your over 2-decade-old career, you maintained a fine balance between commercial films as well as the offbeat ones, or rather the ones that are taken more seriously, something like a Chameli, Dev, Omkara, Yuva. How easy or difficult was it for you to balance these two and ensure such a filmography?
I think the fact is that if you have to kind of have a career over 20 years, over 2 decades in the Indian film industry, one has to keep kind of making these conscious choices of balancing, the whole commercial full hog, like I said, the colorful song and dance, but not lose themselves as an artist also, Somehow I feel like doing different parts, whether it's dark parts that I've done like Chameli or Omkara or now Jaane Ja or Buckingham Murders, I think it kind of also keeps me at peace with the artist that is inside me.
Yeah.
I need to have that, and then of course I'll keep doing Golmaal and the big blockbusters, the Singhams, because that is also so much a part of my DNA. I've grown up in this industry, so I love straddling both the worlds, and having the power to do both of it is something that I hold very, very proudly on my chest.
Yeah, but you're a star, you're a superstar at the end of the day, and there's a certain glam quotient associated with you. People want to see you on the big screen in that glam avatar. But the impression often is that, usually the larger than life hero walks away with the credit in such parts.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to ensure that you stand out in such roles?
Well, I did a film last which was in the theatre, which did really well, which is of course pre-pandemic. It was good news.
Yeah.
But whereas the female protagonist was actually the strength of the film, and it went on to be a 200 crore movie, and plus it had all stars in the film. So I think that it's about the way you kind of pick and choose those roles, and with what conviction you kind of play it. And I think everyone knows that whatever I do with a lot of conviction, a lot of confidence, and I think that's what people love to watch on the screen or on the OTT.
You've seen various phases of the film industry, and there's a new crop of actors emerging every now and then. How have you managed to remain in the spotlight in all these years, and also a preferred choice for filmmakers even now?
I think that's something that's even I don't know. I've always said to myself that I must try in whatever ability I have to keep evolving myself, doing something different in small ways.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how, but I keep trying to make those little changes, you know, whether it's in the choice of roles, choice of scripts, covers, in some way brands, people should see that, you know, that there's each decade there's a change
Yeah.
in me. And that is something which I enjoy doing also. And as far as everything else goes, I don't know, each generation will keep coming, but somehow I feel this is my calling and I'm just supposed to just, you know, do this.
Yeah, and does the fact that cinema itself has undergone change as well as women's representation on screen has undergone change helped you in some way?
I think so. I think all of us female actors who've really been brave about their choices,
Yeah.
whether it's Alia, Deepika, you know, Kangana, they've made such brave choices in picking and choosing their films. I think that has also helped
Yeah.
and benefited other female actors as well. You know, I think in giving confidence to each other in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, female-led movies are watched, people want to watch it. Whether in the cinema, whether on the OTT platform, they're watching it.
Yeah. You spoke about female actors and you spoke about the current crop of actors, Alia, Deepika, Kangana, but you all are reinventing the wheel also in some
Yeah.
way. The age factor also does not seem relevant anymore. You have Rani Mukherjee headlining something like a Mardani, or Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway, Tabu stealing the show in
Yeah.
Anandadun or a Bhool Bhulaiya.
Yeah. I think, firstly, I think all the actors that you've said, I think what has taken them is that they are, I think, the most talented actors we've had in the Indian film industry. Rani is just absolutely cinematic in every which way, in whatever role she plays. She just transforms on the screen. You just, you know, you can't take your eyes off her. Tabu, for that matter, as well. I think one of the finest actors, again, our Indian industry has ever seen. So I think for them, it's like nobody thinks of age. You watch them, you enjoy, they're entertaining the audience. We're here to entertain the audience. How does age matter?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like I've said, all these actors are doing better than even, I think, sorry, but the younger lot. I mean, come on, I think we're all raring to go. Age is just a number now, and it's just, I think, it shouldn't even be discussed. You all are not asking the older crop of actors how old they are.
Absolutely.
So why are we being asked this?
Absolutely. That's pretty candid. That's the Kareena that we know. You've been very frank with your views. You don't hide anything. You've been vocal about the good and bad. Is that how you are as a person as well?
I think that is also what has kept me alive and kept me in, you know, in the industry for so long, is because I've always been very open, very candid about whatever I've done personally, professionally. I do things that, I mean, I just like people know that if she's doing it, I will do it, you know, with my heart.
Yeah.
And that's the way my fans also know me.
But you seem to have matured over the years. You've become a lot more calmer. The earlier Kareena would probably make an impulsive statement here or there. Is there that change that you see in yourself?
Well, एज का कुछ तो फायदा होना चाहिए ना. आपने पूछा था कि एज इज नंबर, ऐसे कुछ तो फायदा हुआ, because talent doesn't, you know, there's no age for talent.
Absolutely.
There's no age for the way you look. So in this sense, in maturing factor and being calm, age का कुछ तो फायदा करो. So see, there's your answer.
So do you believe this is a better version of yourself now?
Well, I think that one has to keep, nobody really knows, you know, which version is better.
Yeah.
But hopefully with time, and you learn things, you learn from your experiences, and each day for me, I never want to say that, okay, you know, this, I'm feeling like the best version of myself, because I want to do another 20 years. So who knows, maybe that version will be better.
So is this a result of being a mother of 2 children, or just that you have a broader perspective now of things?
No, of course, I think, you know, with so many years in the industry also, and having seen Karishma's career also, I come from this world that I think somehow it has kind of made me a lot, like you feel, calmer, relaxed. I'm also relaxed with myself, because I somehow feel that I'm like competing with myself to make myself better. I'm not competing with anyone. I'm, just wanting to do what is the best for me. And since I know that, I think I'm a lot more calm.
Yeah, you come from the world of cinema, so you're accustomed to the spotlight.
Yeah.
However, with social media and the paparazzi culture, it's a different beast altogether now. How unnerving or annoying was it for you to see the cameras, say on your son Taimur, day in and day out?
I think now he's obviously used to it, but it's difficult because, I mean, if you kind of tell him that this is what we hide your face, don't do this, don't do that, I think that also would be too much. So in a way, we've kind of explained to him that they're clicking your picture because your parents are actors, your parents are famous, so you're not.
Yeah.
So he keeps asking me that, am I a VIP? I'm like, no, you're not. Maybe your parents are, I don't know. You are not, you're nothing. So he's like, okay, fine. So he's kind of growing with this to understand that, okay, my parents are this, I need to, I don't know why they're clicking me, I need to do something with my life. So we're being very honest with him.
Yeah.
That this is what it is.
But was it harrowing for you as a parent? How did you deal with it?
Of course it was harrowing, but I think the best thing and the best advice that Saif and me decided was just put our head down and walk.
Right.
Saying ki ye mat karo, wo mat karo, I think it gets into that, everybody goes into a tiz, okay, then I think it's more attention on the child. The child kind of gets more like, kya ho raha hai? So now he's pretty okay with head down and walk.
Okay. And how do you deal with criticism, both personal and professional?
I think
it comes with the job, I guess.
You're a public figure.
Yeah.
People will talk, people will have an opinion, people will want to share their opinion. And people will want to share their opinion because they watch you and they consume you.
Yeah.
So it's all a part of it. Good or bad, it's...
But does it affect you in any way?
Of course, everybody gets affected, and anybody who says that they don't, it's not. Because of course, somehow you do feel like maybe you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But I think you have to find a way to kind of not let it affect you, because at the end of the day, whether you're working in a movie or anything that you're doing is up for public viewing. I mean, they're watching it. So they will have, some people will say कि अरे नहीं ये picture अच्छी नहीं थी, वो अच्छी थी. So you have to be okay with that.
Coming back to you as an actor, producer, what are your expectations from the Buckingham murders?
So I think I did this film as a producer and lent my name because, like I've said to everyone, that I've always been a huge fan of the crime drama world, the thriller world.
Yeah.
Always wanted to do something which was slightly different. I think it's a coming together of a lot of cultures. We're speaking English, Hindi, Punjabi in the film. It's something that's shot very differently. It's a small film. We'll release it as a limited release because obviously it's not a commercial typical. But I think it's one of my most powerful performances, and I would really want everybody to watch it once for what the film is, and I'm sure they won't be disappointed. Yeah.
Has your approach to your craft changed over the years? Are you more confident of yourself, or do you prepare with the same gusto?
No, I think an actor has to do every role with the same kind of excitement as you're facing the camera for the first time. Because I think if you're complacent in front of the camera picks up every single nuance of yours.
Yeah.
So for me, even when I was shooting for Buckingham Murders, for me it was like as though it was my first film. And I need to prove myself after 23 years in this film that now this is a different phase to my life and my choice of roles. So it has to be like the first time ever.
You said you felt like you had to prove yourself, but did you ever feel that pressure of proving yourself over the years? Was there any moment of self-doubt?
I mean, there's always moments sometimes when your movies aren't doing well, sometimes when you're not getting the roles that you don't want to get, like you want to get and you're not. Then you kind of say that, am I doing something wrong? But for me, it's always been that I must keep working, keep doing it.
Yeah.
You keep working, you keep saying कि 5 नहीं 10, 15, 20, something will be good.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I always want to do that, and I think probably that's also the reason why we are here today. and so many people post marriage don't work or don't have their careers. But I think I've always been somebody who's like, nahi, let's work, करना चाहिए, ठीक भी है फिर भी करना चाहिए, 100% नहीं है फिर भी करना चाहिए, you know, काम करते रहो कुछ अच्छा ही होगा उससे. So that I've always had that attitude.
Did you have to deal with comparisons with your sister and work towards creating an identity for yourself?
Of course, because Karishma was the darling of the 90s. She was the biggest mass heroine ever. I mean, till today, there's no party that doesn't rock without Kareena Kapoor, Govinda and Salman Khan song.
Yeah.
Everybody's dancing to it, everybody's rocking, घूम फिर के सब वहीं आ जाते हैं. So, I think that she was such a mass, huge superstar that I was always like, how will I be different, or how will I ever be like her? Because she had such a huge fan following.
Yeah.
With what we crave for, you know, the songs and the dance. So I think that my career trajectory has been very different to hers, you know, because I always mixed it up very early on in my career, because I knew that I never want to be ever compared, because she was so fantastic. So I was like, I have to follow my path.
There are other facets to you as well. You're an investor, brand ambassador. You recently picked up a stake in Pluck, and you have partnered with Sugar Cosmetics founders to launch a Korean skincare brand called Quench Botanics. Are you a numbers person, and what is your philosophy behind these decisions?
I'm not a numbers person, because I'm really actually, even though we're at Forbes, but I'm not very business minded, but I'm trying to be, because like I said, that I need to also have this aspect, because like you said, you know, keep reinventing, keep trying something different. So this is something that I've also tried for the first time. I thought it would be different for me to do something like this, because I think now investing your money in these companies is something that everyone's like, you know, it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And everybody's picking it up, you know. So whether it was Pluck, which I think is, you know, a very organic kind of, it's a company where, you know, home fresh vegetables, I think it kind of, it's somehow everybody's after. Today every parent is like, you know, what are your children eating? Kya ho raha hai? I think it's going to do really well, you know. And of course, I think with Sugar, it's already such a huge brand in itself. So investing in the company was a
no-brainer. Yeah. How important is money to you? I'm talking in terms of return on investments.
I'm a self-proclaimed, I'm going to say I'm a spender, I'm not a saver. So I'm the wrong person, because my mom has always been the brain behind everything, you know, and now Karishma. So that's one side where, like, I'm always at loggerheads with her, because she's like, you're such a spendthrift, and, you know, save karna chahiye. And I'm like, kyun save karna chahiye? Because we're just living once. She's like, yeah, attitude is very wrong of yours. So we're like constantly, this is our, every morning, this is our battle.
You also have the crew lined up in terms of films. Anything else that the audience can look forward to?
Well, audience are going to look forward to now the masala films, which are going to hit the theatres, because with Janeja and Buckingham murders, I've done that, and now there will be Crew and Singham, which will be the commercial pot boilers, which I think people have been waiting for.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited about that, because the song and dance will be back.
Yes. So what is the best part of being an actor?
I think playing different parts, also enjoying the fact that, you know, at least for me, sometimes I feel like people don't enjoy their jobs. वो मजबूरी से करना पड़ता है, and I'm very, very grateful and very lucky in my life that I do exactly what I want, which is I'm an actor. I couldn't have asked for more.
And what would you say distinguishes Kareena Kapoor from the others?
Hopefully 23 years later we'll still be discussing this. That question should not be answered.
Once again, a great note to end this interview on. Thank you so much, Kareena, for speaking with us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.